I really been living a double life for so many years. If you ask any of the kids that I grew up with, nobody had an idea. They just knew that I was adopted and that was it. They didn't know that I had this double life.
Taj Rowland's double life began when he was a little boy. His name was Chelamuthu. He lived in a dusty, poor village in sweltering southern India, and his belly constantly howled for food.
When I was taken, it was closer to dusk, late afternoon, and I was in a crowded bus stop, millions of people and bodies hurling around, a very crowded marketplace. As a young boy from a poor family, the stomach is always hungry. Hunger, it makes a person do things that they normally wouldn't do. What I remember is being coaxed to go with some people. They gave all the fantasies of food and snacks and treats, and I was coerced to get onto a bus.
And the bus just kept going as darkness descended. On the other side of the world, a Mormon couple, unable to have children of their own, had applied to adopt an orphan from India. They had chosen the name Taj to preserve his heritage.
That pathway from the bus station to Utah, it's like a nightmare that you can't awake from. You want to escape, and your brain says, this can't be possibly happening to me. When I landed into Salt Lake City, my adopted parents were there. All I wanted to do was stay close to the orphanage owner because that was most familiar to me. Suddenly I'm landing in a country where everybody is white, language is completely different. It was freezing cold. I landed into Salt Lake City in the middle of December, landed in flip-flops and shorts. There's nothing about it that you can't forget. But the biggest is that choking fear in my throat that I just can't escape.
Years went by. As a young man, Taj Rowland went to London as a Mormon missionary. In the city's East End, he was surrounded by people who looked like him. Sights and smells resurrected old memories. Women wearing saris, Indian spices being cooked.
As I would be walking through the streets and I would smell these familiar smells, it was like, wait a second, I know what that is. And then, of course, there are so many Indians, and you can just look in the mirror and say, wait a minute. Over the period of 2 years that I was in London, I suddenly became that little boy again. And I suddenly had this craving to go back.
For more, click below or go to InsideEdition.com.